I'm Debbie Godfrey. Welcome to the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast.
So today's pep talk, I'm going to talk about the chapter on withdrawal of affection and how that's a mistake in parenting. And I love Dreikurs' words in this, so I'm going to read a lot of this to you because it's just fabulous. And again, he's so far ahead of his time. But what he talks about is that most parents, you don't want to be hard-hearted, and yet oftentimes we try to give that impression to our kids that we're strong, we're standing strong, we're being tough. And so we display what he calls crossness, and we might call that strictness now or something like that, withholding affection and being disappointed in their behavior. And unfortunately, when we do this sort of thing, the child who is attached to us and we care for him, it gives him a feeling of being rejected. And so even though we're trying to do it to get him to behave correctly, and he will behave correctly, because when we withdraw our love and affection, it actually puts them into fear, and it's painful enough to cause them to stop misbehaving. But thinking that the misbehavior is going to vanish, Dreikurs says it's not going to happen. The child doesn't want to lose your love, and he'll take care to tone down his impulses that meet with your disapproval, but the tendencies will only be repressed and not eliminated. We have to use other corrective measures, other tools, in order to redirect the behavior that we're disapproving of. And it says, what's worse, the child's courage will be seriously impaired by incidents of parents' estrangement, which makes them very conscious of their littleness. And then he also goes on to say that the most dangerous consequence of being cross is the child's doubt of our reliability, the parent's reliability. How can he acquire faith in human nature and develop his social sense if time after time his best friends suddenly rebuke him? A parent has at our disposal more suitable means of correcting his faults and making him feel the consequences of bad conduct. So, and he says, for such purposes, there is never any need of beclouding your friendly relations with your child. On the contrary, you cannot alter your relationship without implanting in the child's mind seeds of dissension and conflict. The spirit of comradeship between parent and child will not bear tampering.
Look, Bumble knows you're exhausted by dating. All the must not take yourself too seriously, and 6'1" since that matters, and what do I even say other than, hey? Well, that's why they're introducing an all-new Bumble, with exciting features to make compatibility easier, starting the chat better, and dating safer. They've changed, so you don't have to. Download the new Bumble now.
And I love that. I love that sentence. The spirit of comradeship between parent and child will not bear tampering with. And I think this is so key, to be able to parent, to discipline, to have fun with your kids one moment, but when they're behaving inappropriately, to keep having fun and keep a good attitude, keep a loving attitude, and yet correct their misbehavior. That's what we're trying to do. Stay loving and present, but correct their misbehavior. As long as a child fails to recognize that our withdrawal of affection or our showing of disapproval is a hoax, it begins a struggle for affection. And this is referring to that parents often act strict because we feel we're obligated to. And kids don't understand that it's an act, that we still do love them. And so it's really, really key that when we're disciplining them, we make sure that we're addressing what we're disapproving of, and that it's not the child, that the child is always unconditionally loved and approved and respected. And it says, in reality, you love your child under all circumstances, and the child should know this. However, many children don't know it. And many children feel rejected by their parents and think that nobody likes them. They get attention only when they are disturbing, and little attention when they're well behaved. Therefore, they experience mostly scolding and punishment and come to the wrong conclusions. So this is just, I have to keep reading because some of this is really good. That you may ask whether you should never show disapproval. You cannot avoid it, and sometimes it's even necessary to show it. Absolute objectivity and matter-of-factness are not only impossible and unnatural, but even insulting. But you must be careful to emphasize what you censure. The child or his action. And it's so funny. So this is Dreikurs in 1948. We've all learned that address the behavior, not the child, and discipline the behavior and not the child. And he was talking about this 50, 60 years ago. I just love it. You can express dislike of a certain behavior if you indicate clearly that you do not dislike the child. The fail to distinguish between the action and the person who acts puts a grave burden on all of our contemporaries who have not learned or realized the difference. Consequently, we tend to confuse the value of a person, including our own self, with the value of his acts. And we are inclined to doubt our own value in a society if a single one of our actions does not measure up to the standards which we set for ourselves. Parents and teachers who classify children according to more or less incidental failures or achievements poison their minds, often for the rest of their lives. And this is in italics. There are no bad children, only discouraged and unhappy ones who have not found the proper method for integrating themselves into human society. I love this. So today, show unconditional love and redirect your kids' behavior with love and a great attitude. Have a great day. Happy parenting.
Thank you so much for joining me here at the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast. I assume you're here because you're getting something out of these daily pep talks. And wouldn't it be great if more parents could hear more about these ideas for their children? And you can help me in a great way by liking the episodes, by sharing them on your social media, and especially by providing a review on your platform of choice. So if you could do me a huge favor and do that, it would really help get this out to many, many, many more parents. And we can all help our children feel more seen, heard, and understood, which is my life's work, is to make sure that all children feel loved and appreciated and that we can discipline them without breaking their spirit. So I hope that you've enjoyed these podcasts and will continue to enjoy them. And I really appreciate any support you can give me here at Positive Parenting Pep Talks. Thank you so much. Have a great day and happy parenting.